Hi, my name is Mike McAdoo. Welcome to Mike's Music Box. This is a little show we're going to have that's going to feature some very good entertainment from singers and songwriters and maybe a couple of national acts on here. And there may be some people that don't have a record deal that are just as talented. But thanks for tuning in. Hope you like it. Welcome to this installment of Mike's Music Box. We have Jeannie Kendall with us today. Jeannie, good to see you.
Good seeing you too. It's been a while. I sure will.
It has been a while. So what have you been up to lately?
Well,
you've been gigging?
We've been doing that some. We've been working out on the road and such, we had been doing shows here in Branson for about 4 years. And then now we're kind of doing more stuff out on the road, and we did record an album. And so we kind of got that just out. We put it out about the time COVID came out, which was a nice time. But other than that, it was all good. Yeah.
Well, tell us about your history with the Kendalls, and you won a Grammy years ago.
Yeah,
and,
sure did.
And that was for Heaven's Just a Sin Away, right?
Right, Grammy, CMA, and such, and some other various ones that was good. And
you and your dad.
Yeah, me and my daddy.
The duo group,
right? We were kind of outlaws in our way. I don't know why. You wouldn't think so, but we kind of like to do our own thing, and we wanted to have things produced like we wanted and such.
So kind of looking back, you think you were kind of the
I think we were in our way.
In our own way, right? Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we were because we had certain things that we wanted to do. And Brian Fisher that produced all the early stuff. He's no longer with us now. He's passed on, but we did a lot of albums with him, and we got along real good. We were friends and everything, and so we would meet. Before we got any hits, when we first recorded the Heaven's Just Sin Away album, well, we'd meet and we'd say, we want to do this, or we want to do that, and what kind of songs and how we want to do it. Actually, I think part of the way that our sound kind of got created was, we just did like regular duets all the time before, and they'd have background groups, how they had back in the 70s and the 60s, and they'd have them all sing behind it. But we really never liked that. We liked the background groups, but we wanted to do our own thing. Yeah. So we had this old tape recorder. Some people might remember them. A little sound on sound thing, you know what I mean, like that. Yeah. And and we had a pretty decent mic, so I put down little songs that I'd write and this and that. And so we'd start, I would sing them, and then he'd sing with me, and then we had another track. Oh, it was wonderful. Yeah. We had another track.
High tech.
High tech, that's right. Yeah. And so we went, he put the other part on there. A lot of people don't realize that he had two parts on about everything that we did. Not maybe all the way through, but in a special. Right. And so he put that other part, and I said, boy, we really like that. That sounds real fluffy. So anyway, we did that, and we said, that's what we want to do. So when we discussed it with Brian, we said, that's what we want to do. We had it all figured out. So then Jerry Gillespie, that wrote Heaven's Just Sent Away. Right. Mm-hmm. Well, Daddy was just downtown. We weren't really on a label at the time because we wanted to do something else that they didn't want to do. So that's why I'm saying outlaw. I really look like an outlaw.
Yeah, going against the grain a little bit.
Right. They didn't like that. Yeah. But anyway, so anyway, he saw my daddy down there on Music Row, and he said, I got a song I think y'all would be good for you. And he said, well, we're not on any label now, but you can give me a tape and I'll, we'll see. Mm-hmm. And so he brought it home that night, and we listened to it, and we said, oh, that's a cute little song. I kind of like that little song. Yeah. We stuck it up there, whatever.
On the shelf.
Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah. And then when we got the Ovation deal and was going to record the album, then what happened was we said, well, how about that song of Jerry's? And we could sing the chorus, already. Mm-hmm. So we said, well, that's pretty catchy. But we still didn't recognize it as being what it ended up being.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You never know, do you?
No, you don't.
Yeah. Well, just fast forwarding here, I know your dad, if I'm not mistaken, passed away in 98.
That's right.
So I guess in the 2000s, didn't you have a duet CD that you did with famous folks like Alan Jackson and
Yeah,
Rhonda
actually,
Vincent and
yes.
kind of an acoustic.
It was
Yeah.
acoustic. It was an acoustic album, and yes, Rhonda and Alison Krauss and Alan Jackson. I was actually, Daddy and I had started that CD.
Oh, you started it
And there's
yeah.
a couple songs on there that he's on. And we were actually doing our vocals. We got a little bit more high tech, and my husband, Mac Watkins, we were doing our vocals at home, you know. And so otherwise we wouldn't have had anything with Daddy on it, but we did that. And
Well, that's good.
so I was really happy about that. But so what happened was that Brian was, trying to get me to, finish the CD, and he said, that people would help me. And he said, make a list. He said, make a list of who you would like to, sing with or sing with you. And so I made a list, and I didn't know what was going to happen. But anyway, I put Alan Jackson on top. So he was real sweet to do that. And so then we did
Well, tell me this, because I don't know. I know that at one time he recorded Thank God for the Radio, right?
Yes, he did.
But now you guys did that as a duo on this acoustic deal, right? Or was it a different song? Different song?
No, that actually, Thank God for the Radio. Actually, I did that recently with Dylan Massengale.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But otherwise, and he's got that out right now, and he's a great singer and wonderful person. And so I was pleased to do that, and we did it right here in the studio here, and
right
it was
here.
really good.
Yeah.
So anyway, that. But everything else was. Really just newer songs or different acoustic material for that. And Alison Krauss did something with me, and she's sounds like an angel.
Yeah.
And Rhonda Vincent, her and her brother Darren Vincent did some stuff on there too. And
I saw a couple of things on the country reunion deal that you did.
Yes, we did. They did that that was actually, my husband passed away a little over 13 years ago, and it was just very unexpected. So it hit me really hard, and of course, but so they wanted me to do that show, and they said who was going to be on it. I said, well, could they? They'd already sung with me, I said, would they sing with me? And so they were nice enough to sing with me on that. And
that's awesome.
People are always telling me they're seeing that, and I'm glad that they're enjoying that. And Ron and Darren are just the very best,
We've got another guy in the studio. Now, later on, you can tell me when this happened, when Carl gets over here, but we've got Carl Acuff. Carl, come on over here. Make an appearance here.
All right.
Make an appearance, yes.
This is Carl Acuff. He's from Arkansas. In fact, Jeannie's from Arkansas, too, just across the line there.
Yeah, that's right. That's where I'm currently living. I'm not originally from
Arkansas.
St. Louis, but I'm living in Arkansas for, I guess, gee whiz, since about 1996, I think.
Oh, wow. Been there for a while.
Long time.
And Carl, you live...
I live in Everton, Arkansas.
Yeah. Carl is a musician that's been around here for a long time, has had his own show, also does a Glenn Campbell tribute, and a really fine singer. And tell me how you guys hooked up, and it's called The Kendalls Rekindled, is that right?
Well, we kind of been dropping the rekindled. We just called it the Kendalls.
The
again.
Kendalls, that's good. Yeah, it's easier
we did
that
that
way.
a few years ago,
But the album is not called that.
It's not. It's called You Got Me.
That's right. You got me.
But I had a theater down in Mountain View, Arkansas for a season, and I called Jeannie to come down and do a special shot in 2013, and we did the show. We talked afterwards and decided we'd do a few more, and that was 12 years ago. So
Yeah. And you've
So
been on
it's a blessing. I'm glad, he's a great singer and a great entertainer.
Yeah.
I'm glad I found her too. It's been fun.
Well, you guys sound really good together.
Well, thank you.
At some point during the program today, we're going to do a couple of tunes and maybe even do Heaven's Just a Sin Away. And I'd like you to do Thank God for the Radio.
All right.
too.
Sounds good.
Carl, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been in the music biz and all that stuff? And
Well, you'll have to let them know how old I am.
You're old like me.
Yeah, this is my 41st.
We're just glad to be here.
41st year in showbiz, but I started out when I was a small child.
Yeah.
So
When you were 2.
yeah, exactly. I've had a show band out of Branson since 1992. I started at Dog Patch USA years ago, and of course worked some of the
That was
theaters
down by
around here.
Harrison, Arkansas.
Down by Harrison,
right?
yeah. I was part of the Blackwood Brothers Gospel Quartet for a season.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, went out on the road. We're doing 200, 300 days a year on the road in the 90s. And then kind of came back to the area here and still do probably about 100 days a year on the road between the Kendalls and the Wichita Linemen and the Carl Acuff Jr. Show Band.
Yeah.
So,
Tell us a little bit real quickly about Jimmy Webb, the famous songwriter that wrote so many hits for Glenn Campbell and other folks. You've been in touch with him, or he's been in touch with you?
we've talked. He's actually sent me a couple of songs that he wrote for Glenn. Glenn cut one of them but never released it, and then the other one he never got a chance to cut. And so we're in the studio right now kind of recording those and trying to get ready to put those out on an album too.
It's pretty exciting.
It is.
Yeah,
It really is.
really exciting.
What an honor.
Yeah.
I mean, I was glad to be asked.
No kidding. You guys want to do a little bit of Heaven's Just a Sin Away, and I'll play the guitar?
We can.
That sounds wonderful
All
to
right.
me.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Heaven's just a sin away, whoa, whoa, just a sin away. I can't wait another day, I think I'm giving in. I'd love to hold you tight, whoa, whoa, be with you tonight. But that still won't make it right, 'cause I belong to him. Oh, way down deep inside, I know that it's all wrong. Your eyes keep tempting me, and I never was that strong. Devil's got me now, whoa, whoa, gone and got me now. I can't fight him anyhow, I think he's gonna win. Heaven's just a sin away, whoa, whoa, just a sin away. Heaven help me when I say I think I'm giving in. Oh, way down deep inside, I know that it's all wrong. Your eyes keep tempting me, and I never was that strong. Devil's got me now, whoa, whoa, gone and got me now. I can't fight him anyhow, I think he's gonna win. Heaven's just a sin away, whoa, whoa, just a sin away. Heaven help me when I say I think I'm giving in. Heaven's just a sin away, whoa, whoa, just a sin away. I can't wait another day, I think I'm giving in. I'd love to hold you tight, whoa, whoa, be with you tonight. But that still won't make it right, 'cause I belong to him.
We interrupt this program with breaking news. One of our local musicians has been invited to a cannibal picnic. Oh my gosh. Please tell us about it.
Yeah, I was invited to the cannibal picnic, but I got there late, and all I got was the cold shoulder.
Now back to regularly scheduled programming. Okay, we are back. Heaven's Just a Sin Away. I love that tune. Yeah, great
Thank
song.
you.
Here's something that's not really funny, but it's true. You know, I played at a cowboy church, and somebody come up to Paul Oney, our drummer, and said, "Boy, you guys need to do that song at church. Heaven's Just a Sin Away." Thought it was a
I
gospel.
know.
Have you heard something like that
I've
before?
heard that many times.
I thought it was
yes.
a gospel tune. It's
Well,
like,
you know, heaven is just a sin away.
Yeah.
If you goof up, it's
yeah, it can be taken.
You're
that
not
way.
gonna make it.
Away, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why.
So, Jeannie, I'll have Carl, I guess, tell us about your websites and how to get a hold of you for bookings.
Yeah,
and how to
record label
and how to buy
yeah.
your music and all that digital stuff. And
Yeah,
he's
but-
the man, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm
he's the man.
Yeah, well, we got several websites, so it may take a minute here. We
Yeah.
got JeannieKendall.com,
Yeah.
and we got CarlAcuffJr.com,
Okay.
or we've got LeapingHawkRecords.com,
Right.
which is the record label.
Okay.
And of course, we're on Spotify and Apple and all those download sites. And of course, we've got a hard CD if you still like the old hard CDs, and
Yeah.
we can send
Yeah, we
those
do.
out too. So
You
Yeah.
had the USB, the flash drive.
we don't have the flash drives
Okay.
yet, but we're working on that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll try to put those addresses, those links, in the
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
in the
Yeah.
crawl
Sure.
on the thing. So,
Or they could
yeah.
like us on Facebook too. You know, we've
Yeah.
got Jeannie Kendall or Carl Acuff Jr. Either one.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
all those things. I'm just big time low tech. If I didn't have Carl, and then Bonnie and Rune, True Love, they have the record label.
The Leaping Hawk.
Leaping Hawk, yeah. They're always so helpful on doing everything because we couldn't make it without them.
That's
could we?
right.
I'm
Yeah.
telling
That's
you.
right.
And they're great singers and players too. So we just all, it's just a whole friendly little thing, you know. It's
Well,
just
there's a lot
great.
that goes on behind the scenes that people don't know about and you don't even think about. You know?
No,
Yeah, I guess artists always have to have some help from somebody, you know.
We sure do, and it's nice to have friends that instead of. I'm not really big on the big executive stuff. I just like to have friends and play music, and I think you're kind of like that too.
Yeah. The business of music I've never liked so much.
me neither.
The playing part is the enjoying.
That's
part.
right.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. That's what when Jeannie and I had our first conversation. She said, "I just want to sing and make a little money and sign some autographs. I don't want to have to worry about how I'm going to get there or put the band together or any of that." She said, "If you'll do that, we can work together."
As Carl knows, you know, I've tried to put little one-off shows together before, and you'd think it would be easy, and it's not.
No, it's
No,
not.
you just think, people think, well, you're just going to do a show and advertise a little bit, and we'll show up. Well, that'd be nice. But
Yeah.
you got to work at it a little
Yeah,
bit.
you sure
Fall
do.
out of heaven in rhinestones, isn't that right?
That's
what
right,
your bus driver
right.
used to
That's
say?
what he said. He said everybody thinks you fall out of heaven in a rhinestone suit. He said they don't realize how long it takes you to get there or anything else that you do.
Yeah.
You know,
The
so-
overnight success that took 20 years.
That's right. They don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's do another song before you guys go. Let's do Thank God for the Radio. You want to tell us a little bit about that song and who wrote it? And it was a number one song also.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
It was Max D. Barnes that wrote it, and
famous guy.
Yeah, famous. He was a friend of ours. Prior to that, Daddy knew him, and I knew him, and he was a great writer, of course. And I found out something unusual that I thought was unusual. I don't know that I will tell you that he said that he wrote every song that he wrote in the key of D. And I thought,
Okay.
that's,
Yeah.
I thought, hey, that works, I guess. I don't know. And I thought, man, I better start writing all my songs in D. That works, I don't know. But anyway.
Well, if you had as much success as he did, I mean,
That's what I was thinking. And that was my idea. But anyway, no, he just... he pitched it to my daddy. Of course, they were already friends and everything. And actually, I'm not going to say who produced it right now because I'm going to say he didn't want to do the song. So
Your dad?
no, my dad wanted to do the song, but the producer did not. I told you, outlaw.
Yeah, oh yeah. So you had to go against the grain again.
Yeah, we had to go against the grain again.
Yeah.
He wanted to do something else, and so, well, I can say who it was, but anyway, but it was Blake Mevis, anyway. And so he was a producer. This was on the Moving Train album, and we had, I don't know, 3 or 4 producers. We just had different people, and anyway, we decided we wanted to do that song because Daddy said, now this is a hit song. I guarantee you this is a hit song. We got to do this song. Oh, and he had something else he wanted to do. And so we went in the studio and we did it, book, couple runs through and came in to listen. He said, well, I see why you wanted to do it. So he did recognize it once we did it.
Once you did it.
Right?
Yeah.
And really he was a good producer and did some other songs that were great, and he did a great job on that one too. But sometimes, we don't all recognize the music as hits, I don't know.
Now, I
We
heard
just
this
don't.
story, and it sounds like it could be true, but when John Anderson did Swingin', he didn't really want to do the song, but he was going through, this is what I've heard, this is third-handed probably. He was going through a divorce, and his wife was going to get part of what he made record-wise, and he said, well, let's do this song. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Number one. So it just kept you never know.
Yeah, I can remember when it first came out. I go on the bus and we're going out of town, and they're going, "Oh, have you heard this song? It's just horrible. It's just this." And the different musicians are saying that. I said, okay. I said, just watch out. I said, this is going to be a monster hit song.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
exactly.
People don't,
Yeah.
I think also as a singer, sometimes you have in a way, you have little blinders on. You're looking for yourself. I'm a serious artist. I
Right,
mean, you're looking
yeah.
at yourself in that way,
Right.
and you're not looking at yourself that's commercial.
Like maybe what the people would like.
Right, what's
Normal
commercial.
folks would like,
So
yeah.
sometimes the songs that you don't like end up sometimes being hits, but I think that's okay because I start liking them a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Well, Freddie Hart told me one time, he said, never sing a song and put it out that you don't like, because if it's a hit, you're going to sing it the rest of your career.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he had some good songs.
He had some
though.
pretty good
He did.
hits.
He
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Carl, would you like to say anything else before we wrap it up here?
I'm not ready. We appreciate you having us up here
Thank
for
you
this.
guys, and this is the Kendalls, and make sure you go to see them. And I got to play with you guys a couple of times, and we did the Ernest Tubb Midnight Jamboree.
Oh,
We
and that
did,
was really
yeah.
fun too.
And I think that was in 18, wasn't it? I mean, it's been a while.
2018, yes.
yeah,
2018,
It's been a while. That was a whole lot
Doesn't
of
seem
fun.
like it's been that long,
I
but
know.
it has.
No,
Yeah.
no.
It's
It was
like
during
the,
fanfare or something down there. I
yeah,
think.
yeah, we had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the frog says, times are fun when you're having flies.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time on Mike's Music Box.
At the wrong end of the highway, when the long night has no end, when there's no one here beside me, till I hold you once again. Thank God for the radio. When I'm on the road, when I'm far from home and feeling blue, thank God for the radio, playing all night long, playing all the songs that mean so much to me and you. There's a song that we first danced to. There's a song that played the night we met. There's a song we fell in love to. That's a song I'll never forget. Thank God for the radio. When I'm on the road, when I'm far from home and feeling blue, thank God for the radio, playing all night long, playing all the songs that mean so much to me and you. Thank God for the radio. When I'm on the road, when I'm far from home and feeling blue, thank God for the radio, playing all night long, playing all the songs that mean so much to me and you, playing all the songs that mean so much till I feel your tender touch. All the songs that mean so much to me and you. Thank God for the radio.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We had a lot of fun, and there's a lot of good talent around, and we're going to have a lot more talent for you next week, too. Thanks for joining us at Mike's Music Box. See you next time.